Pakistan. Yesterday we saw there were drones being fired in India. And how do you see this Operation Sindoor going on, where India has given a response to the escalation made by Pakistan on 22nd April?
Well, actually, if you know, Operation Sindoor was that first attack that we made in Pakistan. That was to take revenge and give a proper answer to the atrocity which was committed in Pahalgam. And Sindoor, as it was named, very appropriately, because, you know, in front of the wives, the mothers, the brothers, the children, people were killed, innocent people. They meant no harm to anyone. So it had to be responded to, and rightly. Ultimately, not only is an aggravation, but clearly it's a challenge to the country and the leadership to protect its citizens. So Operation Sindoor was a response to that. But we said actually at that time that as far as we are concerned, we have carried out, we have taken, I mean, this is in a way a step that we've taken to hold all those people who are responsible for the terrorist attack, to hold them responsible and bring justice, serve justice. Now, the response that Pakistan made was actually an escalation. First, of course, was the Foreign Secretary yesterday, the original escalation was Pahalgam. Then, instead of cooperating with India and saying, yes, we actually have, this is a common fight against terrorism, instead of that, they actually retaliated. That was an escalation. Now, we said at that time, the first press briefing which took place, the Foreign Secretary led the briefing, was that we have done, but if there is a misadventure from Pakistan's side, we will respond appropriately. Since that time, this escalatory cycle is being ratcheted up. You've seen on the line of control, you've seen the international border, innocent lives have been lost, and this intensity of fighting is increasing. So the point is that India has to respond to that, clearly, because again comes the question of national defense. And nobody in the world can say that you should not defend your citizens, or you should not punish people who are responsible for committing terrorism. So that's where it is. So what we are doing actually is two things. One is that we have said we are going to hold them responsible, we are going to serve justice on them, and also to hold accountable the people who are behind this kind of terror factory which is being run from Pakistan. The idea basically is this, that the military is ready to respond to anything is required. At the same time, there is a diplomatic, proactivism on the part of India at the highest level, the Prime Minister, the External Affairs Minister, the National Security Advisor, the Foreign Secretary. At all levels now we find our ambassadors doing that, to reach out and say that the issue in Kashmir is not as being made out by the Pakistanis. That, you know, what they do is the strategy, basically they want to do whatever they're doing. Then they say if there's fighting going on, LOC, then nuclear power, nuclear war will break out. Right? So stop. I mean, stop means stop on the term that we are saying. So what we are saying is the issue is not Kashmir. The issue is terrorism. And terrorism is something of which the whole world is a victim. Nobody is spared. Even the Pakistan they are also victims in many respects. So the point actually is that in this fight, so there are two issues here. One is that we will also de-escalate, by everybody saying, you know, de-escalate. Fine, we de-escalate. But they're also saying that you have a responsibility to continue fighting against terrorism. And the question is, what about that part? And this is an international fight. It's not India's fight. So in this international fight, we have to actually, and that's what we're doing. So we are telling the world, this is what actually was, it was the case in the UN Security Council, the presidential statement we issued. It was a negotiated statement to which the Pakistani ambassador also agreed, right? So that statement was made to say that the world is committed to fight against terrorism. So on that issue, it's a multi-pronged action. Now on that issue, the world has to come together and to see that what is so blatant, so obvious. We have the Havur Rana in our custody. He is being prosecuted now in the Indian courts, right? Who's the Havur Rana? Of Pakistani origin, involved in the Mumbai terror attack, which was an international, actually, atrocity, not just the innocent Indians died. So many innocent foreigners died there, right? So where is Pakistan? Is it actually cooperating? Now they say, okay, we'll come on, we'll have independent investigation of Pahalgam and we are not involved. All right, what is your track record? Just answer that. We had the Pathankot attack. We invited their own agencies to come and inspect that on the understanding that then our team will go there and interrogate the people who are there. No answer. There were the ISI people in that team which came to when this attack in this the airport attack. The ISI was there, their intelligence was there, the other people were there. Now they came there to investigate with the promise that they'll collaborate. So if you say that somehow India and Pakistan can collaborate, when we know Pakistan is the interested party in it, the other ones who are actually are promoting terrorism is recognized. I mean, if you look at the list of UN Security Council list of terrorists, where are these people? Where was Osama bin Laden? It's so very well known. So if you close the eyes to say, okay, nuclear powers and God knows what's going to happen, okay, every country is doing this. Which country is not taking action against terrorism? A simple question. Where did Americans go? To Afghanistan. Where do all the NATO member countries go? To Afghanistan. They went to Iraq. Why? Right? 9/11 took place. People did attack on America, right? Why were the British there? Why are all the other people there? Because it's a common fight, right? So in this common fight, to somehow say de-escalate, we are not escalating. We have said so many times. We're only saying we will respond if there is escalation on their side. And we have said very clearly, at whatever level they want to escalate, we will respond decisively because the whole country is sick and tired, right? It's been said repeatedly. But the other important question is, how do you handle the issue of terrorism, which emanates from Pakistan, which the whole world recognizes? That's why the statements were issued. I mean, Pahalgam, on Pahalgam. You have the 9/11 Inquiry Committee report. You had the prosecution in the US court has taken place. Now, that is something, and that's the whole point of India now, that we are actually, in a way, we're doing at two levels. Respond militarily if the Pakistanis persist with their misadventure, right? And at the same time, we are also diplomatically working with everybody. The Saudis, the UAE, the Qataris, the British, the Americans, the French, everybody, right? Our NSA spoke to the Chinese NSA, which is who's the foreign minister as well. That even China is actually a victim in many respects. Their citizens have been killed in Pakistan, as you know. So it's a fight of that nature. And merely to say de-escalate, fine, you de-escalate, then again something will happen. So it's a pattern to which the people of India are being subjected. Knowing fully well, why is it happening? So that is really the issue now. We hope that with this pressure, international pressure, Pakistan will listen. And our side has not said so, but I was reading the papers, I think the Pakistan side saying that the two NSAs have been in contact in some way. So, well, the point really is that, in the time of crisis, you do that. But the issue is not the crisis. The issue is the solution, that the crisis is not repeated again. So that is where we are. And there is certainly tension. The possibility that it might increase further. It all depends upon the kind of pressure that Pakistan is put under. And also whether Pakistan leadership itself realizes that they are on a path of self-destruction. If you have, as Hillary Clinton said, that if you are giving milk to the snakes in your backyard, they're going to bite you. That's what's happening to Pakistan. So, I mean, I give this example. Pakistan is 1 day older than India in terms of independence. They were born as an independent country in 14th August. We on the 15th of August, right? Where is India and where is Pakistan? Can somebody just think a little bit about that? And you get an idea.
Thank you so much, sir.